Look, pool builders, you're not losing bids because you suck at your job or because your work isn't good. You're losing bids because people don't like you and trust you. And it's not because you're a bad person, you're just not showing up authentically for them. In this video, I broke down a lot of doodles and a lot of drawings to help you understand what you can be doing differently to build a stronger connection with people, reach more people, and get them to like you. It's actually super simple, and you'll see how easy it is. So you want to sell a $10,000 plus project for a backyard, right? And your customer wants to buy a $10,000 plus project for their backyard, okay? But it's not as simple as, oh, here's my money, do my thing, right? They need to trust you because that's a lot of money, okay? So here's the thing. This is the end goal, right? This is the project for them and the money for you, okay? Money. And this is where we're trying to go. And both of you want to be here, but there's a lot of things stopping them from getting to that point, because this is the customer. They do want to be here. They genuinely do. Like they're not bullshitting you. They do want this. And you definitely want this. But your goal through your content, through your marketing, and through your communication with them is to help erase these lines and help get them closer to buying that thing, right? And so typically the way people have done this for forever before the internet is through a lot of in-person communication and things like that, or like, standard marketing. What we can do now with social media is break down those walls a lot easier. The reason these walls are up is because they're cautious and they just want to make sure they're making a good decision, because this is a very expensive thing. This is a lot of money. This is a lot of trust, right? And so what you need to do is you need to build trust with them. And we do this through authority, okay? The higher your authority, the more they're going to trust you. So if you're at if we just do this line here, if you're at this, you've got to really do a lot more convincing to get them to trust you and to get them to go with you. So what people typically do here is they discount. They say, oh yeah, well, we're way cheaper than the other guy. Like we are so much cheaper. Like this is how, well, they say, okay, well, I don't really know anything about them. I don't really trust them, but they're cheaper. So I might go with them, right? So that's gonna break down the wall. You don't wanna do that. That's a terrible idea. You do not wanna do that. So you could go, hey, here's some results. Right? Here's some results. Here's our standards, okay? And we build authority by getting people to know you exist, like you, and trust you. And so the three things are like your presence, okay? Your authority or your trust, like how much do they trust you? Oh my God. And your connection, right? How much do they like you? Okay. And so when you show up in these three ways, you're essentially breaking down these walls for them without having to discount, without having to discount, to beg them, to ask for, give them free shit for going with you. Like all of these things that people do who can't build a strong brand just to get customers. You don't want to be that person. So your presence is how often you show up, right? How often are you showing up in front of them? You do this with daily content. And this is simple for you guys who are building pools. Like this is so simple. You've got projects going on. You walk out there and you just talk about it. Like I've seen people go from behind their phone. They're not even selfieing it. They're like, all right, so we're out here at the so-and-so residence, and right now we're putting in the rebar for the pool. And actually we use 1/2-inch thick rebar, which most people only use 1/4. We do that just because we hate having to come back out and fix things, and it's a little more expensive, but whatever. The guys are putting that, like, you can just walk around, walkie-talkie. It's super simple. And you can do that shit daily. You're showing up daily. So now, guess what? The algorithm has a really weird way of showing stuff to you that you're interested in without you really knowing you're interested in it. Like if your customers watched other pool videos or other videos of contractors or building things, or they've searched that kind of content's going to start showing up. And so if you're consistently making that content, the algorithm's going to know, oh, this is what he creates, and they're going to show it to those kinds of people. All right. And it's so easy to come up and show up daily. The second thing is the trust. The trust gets built by showing those results. Okay. Hey, we're who we say we are. Look look at what we do. Look at this cool project. Again, same thing. Hey, we're out here at so-and-so residence. We just finished up this project. It only took us 6 weeks. Look how amazing it turned out, right? You just walk in, look at this. And this is one thing we kind of ran into. And the biggest thing with the trust piece is being authentic. If you ran into issues, if something didn't go right, if something was frustrating, like talk about that. Nobody's perfect. Nobody expects anybody to be perfect. And if you open up or talk about your flaws or your struggles and things like that, that adds weight to the truth, if that makes sense. And so if you come out and you say, yeah, we're the best, we made this, we did it on time, we did it good, everything went smoothly, like blah, blah, blah. It sounds like too many positives. It doesn't have any authenticity to it. And therefore it doesn't have any trust. But if you come out and you say, all right, we just finished up. Honestly, it took a little bit longer than normal. It was raining all the time. We couldn't get a hold of the materials. It was super frustrating, but look at how beautiful it turned out. How beautiful it turned out is so much more valuable because you explained all the bullshit that happened, right? So that weight there. And so when you're building trust with people, you're showing those results. You're saying, hey, look at what we did. And talking about it, right? Consistently. And this, you can talk about everything, your life, projects you have going on, your team, like everything like that. Here, we're just focused on building trust, and we build trust through results and knowledge. So another thing with this one is explain. You want to explain what you have going on. You want to explain how things work. So one question we get all the time is it possible to build a pool for under $50,000? Yes and no. It is possible, but I don't really recommend it. Typically, a lot of companies that can do it for that price, they're going to try and sell you on this, this, and this, or they're not going to be able to get it done in a timely manner, or they're not licensed, or whatever it is. You can just answer those questions, explain things, and because you're so smart and knowledgeable and talented, they're going to trust you. The third piece is connection. And this one's easy to break down, right? Showing up, having presence, super easy to do. Building trust, a little bit easier because you actually do things, you actually build things, right? You're actually a person, you actually get results. Like, that's pretty easy. The connection piece is the hardest part for people. And I think the reason people have such a hard time building connection with their potential customers through social media is because everyone wants to be fake. Everyone tries so hard to be perfect, and you don't want to do that. Just like how it outweighs the bad, right? Or outweighs the good when you mention the bad. When you are authentic and you talk about your values and things that you like and things that you don't like, you're opening up an avenue for more people to connect with you, right? So when we think about this, right? So if it's all about connection, when we think about this and we say, okay, I build pools, right? This is you build pools, and the customer wants a pool, okay? That's one avenue of connection, okay? But let's say you're both also cowboy fans. Guess what? That's another avenue of connection, right? Let's say you both, you also have a family. Oh my gosh, I'm a dad too. Cool. Let's say you also like pina coladas. Okay, boom. And so now this connection is so much stronger because you guys have stuff to connect on. And because of this, they trust you more, they like you more, they're willing to spend more money with you. They're willing to leave a review. They're excited that you're doing their project. All of these things here makes that connection so strong. And you guys already know this. You know that connecting with people on a personal level is so important. You go out to bid the job. You go out to talk to the homeowner, and you pick up cues in their house, right? You talk to them about things. You realize what they like, what they don't like, and you build that connection. But on social media, we're afraid to do that. And it doesn't make any sense to me. It's kind of crazy. Because just imagine, okay, I want you to imagine this perfect world, right? Where you're coming out to do a quote for this guy. And he sees you on social media or he sees you on Google, and all he knows is that you build pools. So he has this one connection to you. Guess what? That's his connection to Bob, the other pool builder. That's his connection to John, the other pool builder. And so if they're cheaper, if they're better, if any of those things are true, he's going to go with them because they're better than you, right? And he only has this one bridge of connection. But now let's say you go out and you've already talked about all these things on your social media. And so now he says, oh, okay, yeah, he builds pools, but he also likes the Cowboys. He also has kids. He also hates dogs. Like all of these things right here are true. When you come out, he's already so connected to you. He likes you, he trusts you before you even come out, before you present the quote, before you do any of that stuff. And you've got one up on all of these other guys who might be competing on price. It's like, well, you know, this guy is $10,000 cheaper, but I really like this guy. I don't know why, but I have a strong connection. Okay, and that knocks down the third wall. My board is a freaking mess, but essentially through content, through posting daily, through making strong ads, and through being yourself on social media, you have the ability to reach so many people because you just make a video and it goes out and people see it, okay? You don't want to hold back. You want to be yourself. You want to be authentic, and you want to showcase things. And if you can do that, people know you exist, they like you, and they trust you, which is going to make you way more money in the long run because they want to work with you. You don't have to beg them to work with you. You don't have to try to sell them hard. They say, hey, here's the money. How much does it cost? And that is such a strong position to be in. So if you need help doing this through social media, that's what I do for pool builders. I put a Facebook group together. The link for that is in the description. I want to connect all of these pool builders together so we can learn from each other and increase our marketing and our effectiveness and have more profitable businesses. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in another video.